So what I've got here then is a presentation that I have used for the past couple of years with a level 3 IT group. And it's mainly just about Facebook and the kind of data that the social media websites, including Facebook, collect from their users, because they're billion-dollar companies, but they don't actually sell anything. So they've got to make their money from somewhere. So this is an explanation of how they kind of go about collecting customer data and then use it for things like targeted marketing. So I can easily give this presentation in the classroom at the beginning of the lesson and talk them through it and they'll understand. But what about the students that weren't there? The students that, because we've all had students like this who just don't seem to register what you've said to them first time. Sometimes you have to explain things 2 or 3 times before they really kind of understand what you're trying to say. So the ability to just quickly add some audio or some multimedia onto these slides and save that somewhere so that students can access it is a great way of enabling those that didn't quite get it, those that needed to see it again, those that weren't in the lesson for one reason or another. They can then go and have a look and see, and kind of hopefully it'll make some sense to them. And it's pretty quick and easy to do. So you can see as I go through this, I've picked a date here for when it's due and everything, but this is where it starts to get useful for us to be able to put some audio on the slide. And students can do this as well if you want them to submit assignments to you with explanations of what it is that they're trying to present. So this is my profile from a single date on a single day in history, just so that I could explain to my students what was going on. It's reasonably self-explanatory, but it wouldn't hurt maybe to explain a little bit more about what's going on with a voiceover. On the next slide, I've got, again, a little bit more about data, and then we start to get onto images. This is a little bit less clear as to what's going on this slide. So you don't have to add audio to slides that are obvious, but obviously you can if you want to. This one might need a little bit of extra explanation. So on the insert ribbon across the top, there is an option over here to add audio. If you've already got some audio, like a piece of music or something you've recorded in another application, then you can just go grab that. But the easiest way is just to record audio from the microphone on the computer. So all we have to do at this point is press this record button and it will record what I'm about to say. Okay, so you can see now the time's ticking up and it's recording my voice. So at this point, I would just explain, what's going on, how Snapchat use filters and Bitmojis and lenses, and they have cookie policies and so on that dictate what's collected from their users and what they pull out of these pictures and then use for their own personal benefit and to obviously make a profit. Once I finish, I just press stop. And we can see here I've got a 29 second clip, and it wants to know now, do I want to cancel this because I actually got interrupted or something pinged in the background? I can record that again. Or if I just press OK, this little speaker icon appears. Now, I find it useful to leave these in a place where students can see them, because then they know there's audio on that slide and they can see it straight away. If you want it to play but you don't want them to see it, then you can just move it off the slide and then they won't actually see it when the presentation's taking place. But I quite like it up here in this top corner because immediately students can see, oh, there's audio on this slide, and you can press play. Okay, so you can see now the time's ticking up and it will just play exactly what you just said. It's got some very basic sort of seek backwards and forwards controls here, and there's an option here to kind of slide the volume up and down. If at any time you decide you actually didn't like it, now you've heard it, it's pretty terrible, then you can just delete it and you're just back to where you started before you hit the record button. All you have to do when you have finished is just save this. If it's on auto save, it should save automatically, and you will see the speaker is appearing on the slide. put that somewhere where a student can access it and they'll be able to hear your dulcet tones explaining once again what you've probably already explained several times.